Yo, what is good, everybody? What is good, yo? So, to think that we were just going to get an ending season finale with the Big Bang for My Hero, to think that it ended this way is actually very refreshing and surprising. Simply because with some of these shows, in particular, just shows how to catch it, how not to summon a demon lord. Um, just ending not long ago, we got no real confirmation that a season 2 will be coming or that it's being made. Shows that are huge, like My Hero, as of lately, the Black Clovers, the Overlords, these shows have consistently pretty much told us that, hey, after we make these shows, we have a good plan in motion now to get you more episodes, So I thought that was always a very appreciated thing right now. This guy is slapping me right now. Hold on. And if they continue this, like anime from 2018, a lot of the shows have started doing this and giving confirmations to their fans, that are probably scared once these shows are gone, knowing how many shows are being worked on, um, to let their fans know pretty much like, hey, you don't even have to worry about it. You will be getting a season very soon, type of deal. So I thought that was really cool for My Hero already to be dropping that type of information instantly for us. That season 4 is already being made, already in the works. All those different things that can really put the community at unease. I know as soon as Super ended for Dragon Ball just this recently, people were losing it and having all these theories and talking about, oh my god, since Super's over, they might never come back. And then Broly movie came out and everybody's like, Super's gotta come back. So My Hero isn't doing any of that. There's no question, there's no doubt. And also, they're giving more content than they even, that they don't even have to at this point because there's a movie coming out very soon. So, My Hero doing it very big, showing all the big shonen, kind of like Boruto and Black Clover, that really are probably trying to continue to at least stay in the spotlight or stay relevant to the point where they can, make content. Because Boruto I said actually twice really quick. Boruto has already had a movie, being lucky that it started out with one, when, Black Clover now has a video game already, and Boruto actually has a video game as well. So these series are doing very well. It's just My Hero seemingly is on point. This episode being a great tribute of that, showing us just that regardless of everything we've learned about the heroes, there's still seemingly a lot of them, younger ones at that, that have very high potential to becoming the number one heroes, as well as Dekun. And it kind of puts into perspective where the creator is going with the show, when he already has told us that, hey, Dekun becomes the number one hero. And, it's like him saying it from a past tense, like he's already became this hero, and this is the story of how it all happened. So to know that there's people like who we saw today, Mr. Phase through everything, um, that Dekun has to defeat, man, like this series is going to be ridiculous. Not only that, they don't just leave it at, hey, here's a character that everybody's probably going to love and that everybody is probably want to get to know more about. Here's two more, the big three, and then here's an extra villain at the end, Overhaul, who is now meeting up with the lead of villains and some new guy on, I believe, the hero side, or he's like a cop or something, who has been keeping track of Overhaul, has this information and pretty much is already about to make his move, or probably call up some people to make a move on Overhaul or whatnot. So there's so much that they set up with just this episode. If I want to talk just about the fight itself, there's not much to say. This guy is truly probably the one who should have inherited All Might's quirk, seeing how he is pretty much All Might reincarnated as a kid with just a weirder ability at this point. Not just a I can punch you and you go far ability, but this ability can literally be very dangerous and very powerful now that he's mastered it the way he has. But it could have been one of the scariest abilities to have, seeing how he can't feel anything, and to know that you're just falling into, pretty much like nothingness. Imagine this building here and just falling all the way down to the Earth's surface and past it, but then somehow you unactivate your ability and you just get repelled out. That's pretty much how it works for him. And then supposedly he learned to keep like 1 foot not phasable and then put his whole body through, and whatever his other side touches, he then puts the other foot that hasn't gone through. So someone like him is truly making a mockery of like all of this progress that we've seen and experienced that our heroes have gained, and then all of a sudden he just comes in and slaps all of them with one punch, literally as if he's All Might. And then after he's done slapping all of them, he gives them a speech pretty much telling them that they could do everything he just did, as long as you put your mind to it, keep thinking outside the box every time you get the opportunity to, like all those different things that All Might would pretty much tell you. So it just goes to show you probably who he's heavily influenced by. He did give us a little nod that Midoriya was the favorite, or not even the favorite, just the strangest person in the instance of the girl who wanted to know about anyone who stood out to him. And that was only because he acted as if, he expected someone, if they were much more experienced and, much more intelligent, with given how much information he got just from him attacking the back row. He almost, made a full counter plan to defeat, or, to at least get a hit on him. But of course, him expecting at least someone to maybe predict where he might attack, he then counters that with the counter, And I'm sorry, but there's probably going to be more people to say it, so I'm not that sorry, because it's very easy to compare this ability with somebody who has used this ability to the 5th power of infinity times more than this kid, and that person being Obito. And the most iconic fight in Naruto, almost one of the most iconic fights next to Naruto versus Sasuke, multiple ones, was Minato versus Obito when he went into the village and Obito, pretty much threw a shuriken through his head. Obito thought he was going to win. Minato pretty much grabbing he teleported to his shuriken that he threw, beating him. But the way that the Obito fights, he literally can phase through anything, and that's just by activating his eyes, not his whole quirk is not that. So out of everything that he can do, that ability that this kid can do is just one of the abilities. So you can kind of see how broken characters are in Naruto to start thinking that, oh well, if that's possible and these kids couldn't even touch him, and that guy is a 3rd year, he's still a kid, and they're comparing him to being on the pro levels, like he's up there on the top, even next to the pros. That just goes to show you that there isn't many pros out there that's even better than what this kid has done naturally, seeing how his quirk was not even that strong, but because of how much he put into it effort wise, it is a strong quirk that seems unbeatable just because of the way his experience has shaped him, which is also kind of a Naruto reference in the sense of there's people who grew up idolizing Naruto and stuff like that, who didn't have any types of ninjutsus that were worth talking about. But all of a sudden, we have a guy who uses snot, who is, showing up other ninjas who can use Rasengan and Sharingan, for instance, just because they're kids. This kid uses snot, and all of a sudden, he's looking like a god in front of people. Snot jutsu. So this was really fun. I've been watching everybody get one punched literally in the gut, even the girls, like they're not having kids, so he kind of, I think all women can pretty much do what they want now at this point because of how hard he punched them in their stomach. So RIP to Deku having a kid with any of these girls. He still has a chance to find some in other schools, unless that guy gets to them and punches them quite hard again, so then that's GG for them too. But I thought it was also smart that the big three are very ambiguous now, seeing how one of them won against the whole entire Class A, excluding the man who I think would have found out the weakness or would have did the same thing that Dekun did and maybe got caught off guard as well as Dekun, and I think that would be Bakugo. Not to mention, we did have Todoroki, Icy Hot, not step into the fight as well, so two of the top three people in the class were not even involved in this, so it kind of makes you think if they were there, would they have been able to form a plan together to do any more damage, or do you think this guy would still just destroy them? Regardless, I kind of thought they would have a chance with Todoroki being there. I thought he was going to hop in, freeze some stuff, maybe help him out. But even freezing stuff, he can just phase through it. So, I mean, we're really looking at a tough guy that someone's going to have to beat. And not only is he tough, he just has mastered his quirk to such a extent that it almost seems impossible for him to lose on a good day. So I can't wait to see what Overhaul can do and just what this whole League of Villains meetings is going to lead to, because we all know what type of guy Todoroki is, or the guy who's always mad at everything is. Not really a friendly one, so I can't wait to see like just that dynamic and how fast it ends, seeing how they're really seem like the polar opposite, and one guy overall came there to talk to one of them, so yeah, we're gonna be seeing some fireworks. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I will be dropping as much content as I can. It was nice that I could get this video out quick to you guys. Usually it comes out later in the day, so if you guys did enjoy this, let me know in the comments down below, or just by subscribing, and I'll try to get these videos out to you guys much quicker. I'm still kind of figuring out what games I want to use, all the time. Which I don't even think it's necessarily a problem. I'll just keep using random games, and because it's really enjoyable for me to just get to play all these games that I love and get to talk about anime with you guys. So if you guys enjoyed and you guys want to help me grow the community, make sure you subscribe, pass the videos around, and thank you again for watching. Everybody, I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care. Oh yeah, but in the comments, do you think Bakugo would have made any difference when he would have done anything different? Because I feel like Bakugo now is truly in the running for strongest character in A, if people didn't already think that. So that's just my opinion on the whole thing. I mean, he took out Deku, and he probably could take out Icy Hot he uh, if he got lucky enough to get in there. So let me know in the comments down below. All right, everybody, peace.